Have you ever found yourself stuck in the same painful relationship patterns, wondering why you attract partners who hurt you, betray you, or make you doubt yourself, no matter how much healing work you've already done? It's not that you are broken, it's that your subconscious is loyal to what it believes it's safe, even if what's safe isn't loving. Today I want to share a story that might feel a little too familiar, and by the end you will understand why true transformation requires one thing: learning to make the unfamiliar feel safe and the familiar no longer acceptable. Make the unfamiliar familiar and the familiar unfamiliar. This is one of the most powerful principles in hypnotherapy and subconscious healing. Why? Because your subconscious does not care about what's good for you. It only cares about what's familiar. So if you grew up in a home where love looked like neglect, where affection came with control, where emotions were dismissed or unsafe, then your subconscious starts to believe that is what love is supposed to feel like. And it becomes your blueprint. As adults, we unconsciously repeat those patterns, not because we want to suffer, but because suffering is familiar. And what's familiar feels safe to your nervous system. That's why healing is not just about gaining awareness. It's about rewiring your subconscious. It's about teaching your body and mind that safety exists in peace, in kindness, in truth. That respect is not boring. That love should feel grounding, not confusing. It's about making healthy love familiar and making dysfunction feel so unnatural that you no longer tolerate it. And that brings me to Laura's story. Laura is one of my friends. Her story is very deep. Laura grew up in a household where her mother never set boundaries. She watched her mom endure pain without ever saying enough. She watched her mom lose herself in silence. So Laura never learned how to set limits. She never learned how to honor her own needs. When she entered a romantic relationship later in life, she didn't know it at the time, but she was recreating her childhood. Her partner was a mirror of her father, narcissistic, disrespectful, emotionally unavailable. But to Laura, that felt normal. Her subconscious had recorded it's normal to be dismissed. It's normal to walk on shells. It's normal for love to hurt. So even though she had doubts, even though her intuition whispered, this isn't right, she stayed. She blocked her inner knowing to avoid facing abandonment. She chose emotional amnesia over the pain of losing him. Deep down, it felt easier to live in denial than to face the truth. And even though Laura was a strong, intelligent, empowered woman, she found herself being honest with a man who constantly lied, loyal to a man who was disloyal. After enduring years of mistreatment, she felt guilty. She blamed herself. She thought she was the reason the relationship was so painful. But what she did not realize was he knew exactly what he was doing. He was calculated, he wore a mask, he hid behind a charming facade. And because he did not look like a monster, because he was quiet, reserved, and secretive, he avoided confrontation while quietly manipulating her reality. He pretended to be the perfect man while Laura walked around confused, anxious, and disconnected from herself. Her gut kept saying, "This isn't the one," because the right partner doesn't make me feel unsure. The right person doesn't keep secrets or dismiss your truth. But Laura didn't know how to say no. She didn't know how to walk away. Because deep down, she was still that little girl watching her mother accept abuse without boundaries. And like that little girl, she felt emotionally abandoned, unseen, unloved. So when someone finally came along and made her feel wanted, even if it was fake, she clung to that feeling, even if it was all an illusion, even if it was a performance, until his mask fell off. And Laura realized she had been sleeping beside the enemy for almost 8 years. Her instincts had warned her all along. She just kept ignoring herself, putting him first and her truth second. But here's the thing about masks. They always fall. Eventually, the truth reveals itself. And that's when she had to make a decision. Should I keep repeating the cycle or break it? Because healing begins when we stop confusing pain with love, when we stop romanticizing red flags, when we finally make peace familiar and chaos unfamiliar, when we go home to ourselves. If you are navigating a similar story, if you're trying to break the cycle, I want you to know you're not alone. Your subconscious can be rewired. Your nervous system can be retrained. And you can create a new reality, one where love feels safe and you feel worthy of it. If this resonated, share your story in the comments down below or follow for more healing insights. Your journey matters and you're never too far gone to come back home to yourself. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Namaste. I love you all.